Number 5. Nadal defeats team 6-3, 5-7, 6-1, 6-1 in 2019. Rafael Nadal reached his 12th French Open final after easing past Roger Federer in the semi-finals. Dominic Thiem fought across 2 days through disruptions, wind and rain to defeat Novak Djokovic and reach the Roland Garros final for the second year running. Thiem had defeated Nadal just weeks earlier on the clay in Barcelona. However, the Spaniard led the overall head-to-head 8-4. A fiercely contested first set was closer than the scoreline suggested. Nadal won the final 4 games to edge ahead after 55 tense minutes. The match was a physical battle, full of intense rallies as both players tried to gain the upper hand by brute force. Thiem struck back in the second set as Nadal blinked at 5-6. The Austrian was level. Could he do the impossible? For Thiem, the exertions of the opening 2 sets, playing 4 days in a row and having 24 hours fewer than Nadal to recover from the semi-finals, certainly took their toll. Nadal won the first 11 points in set 3 to lead 3-love with a double break. Thiem looked flat, fatigued and beaten. The Spaniard sprinted to the finish line, sparking jubilant celebrations on and off court. The experience of this epic French Open final with Nadal obviously helped Thiem understand what was required to finally secure a Grand Slam title, eventually lifting his first Slam trophy after coming back from a seemingly hopeless position against Alexander Zverev at the 2020 US Open. After Roland Garros 2020, Nadal is level with Federer on 20 Grand Slams. Can the Spaniard surpass Federer at this year's Roland Garros? Number 4. Nadal defeats Djokovic 3-6, 7-5, 6-2, 6-4 in 2014. Rafael Nadal reached his 5th consecutive French Open final after destroying Andy Murray with the loss of just 6 games. Djokovic overcame Ernest Gulbis to set up a repeat clash of the 2012 final. Could the Serb complete his career Grand Slam? Nadal vs Djokovic in a Grand Slam final. It doesn't get much bigger. Nadal led the head-to-head 22-20 going into the match. Although, Djokovic had won a thrilling Italian Open final against Nadal just before the French Open to send out a real statement. Djokovic dominated the opening set to silence the Parisian crowd. The effort and quality required to even win 1 set against Nadal on clay is immense. To win 3 is more or less impossible. In temperatures of 27 degrees Celsius, Djokovic in particular struggled with the heat. He eventually crumbled when serving to force a tiebreak, as the Spaniard nailed a stunning winner to level the match. That was a huge blow to Djokovic's chances, and the Serb faded further in the 3rd set. Nadal sensed victory and secured a double break which left Djokovic glaring at his coach, Boris Becker. A terrific backhand pass helped Nadal to championship point before Djokovic double faulted. The Spaniard dropped to his knees in his familiar celebration pose. The French Open trophy evaded Djokovic's grasp again. Could he complete the career Grand Slam? Beating Nadal at Roland Garros had become the most difficult task in sport. Number 3. Wawrinka defeats Djokovic 4-6, 6-4, 6-3, 6-4 in 2015. Stan Wawrinka enjoyed a fantastic run to his first French Open final by defeating compatriot Roger Federer and home favourite Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. Djokovic reached his 3rd Roland Garros final after dispatching Nadal, before defeating Andy Murray in a 5-set thriller in the last 4. Would it be 3rd time lucky for the Serb? Djokovic remarkably led the head-to-head 17-3 and had recently beaten Wawrinka at the 2015 Australian Open. The Serb started the match strongly and closed out the opening set 6-4. He was just 2 sets away from that elusive French Open title. Wawrinka flipped a switch. Backhand and forehand winners were flying in from all angles. The Swiss couldn't convert 4 break points throughout the second set, but took the all-important 5th opportunity to clinch it and level the match. Game on. The 8th seed went from strength to strength and punished every short ball with heavy, aggressive ground strokes. The crowd on court Philippe Chatrier leapt to their feet as Wawrinka hit an outrageous forehand winner around the net to secure the 3rd set, 1 set away from a 2nd Grand Slam title. The 4th set had everything: drama, trading breaks, ridiculous winners. Wawrinka pulled out 2 backhand winners at 4-4 to create himself an opportunity to serve out for the title. The Swiss steered a trademark backhand down the line and raised his arms in triumph. Wawrinka had hit 60 winners and broken down the stunning Djokovic defense. Stan met Djokovic at the US Open final in 2016 and repeated a 4-set win to secure his 3rd Grand Slam title. So, 3 French Open final defeats for Djokovic. Would 2016 finally be the year? Number 2. Djokovic defeats Murray 3-6, 6-1, 6-2, 6-4 in 2016. Djokovic cruised to a 4th French Open final. Nadal and Wawrinka were out. Surely this was the year. Number 2 seed Andy Murray played some remarkable tennis to defeat Wawrinka and reach his first final at Roland Garros. Murray and Djokovic had built a great rivalry. Djokovic led the head-to-head 23-10, but Murray had beaten the Serb in the final of his 2 Grand Slam triumphs. Djokovic looked determined to make up for losing in 3 previous Paris finals when he broke the Murray serve to love with a brilliant opening game, but the nerves were soon apparent. The Scot raced into a 4-1 lead and took the first set 6-3. Unfortunately for Murray and his supporters, the world number 1 produced some jaw-dropping tennis to quickly switch momentum back in his favour. A display of pure timing, devastating defence, and variety was just too much to handle as Djokovic dominated set 2. The crowd chanted "No late, no late" as the Serb finally regained the lead he had surrendered after the opening game of the match, and he broke again with a terrific sliding winner on his way to a 2-1 lead. With a 5-2 lead in the 4th set, his team and supporters preparing to celebrate in the stands, Djokovic suffered a shaky few minutes as Murray refused to give up. The Brit got one of the breaks back and saved 2 match points, before finally netting a backhand as Djokovic clinched a historic win. So, Djokovic finally completed the career Grand Slam, a superb champion that was not to be denied a 4th time. Murray put up a great fight, but Djokovic was by far and away the best player in the world at that time. The Scot went on to have a fantastic 2016, winning Wimbledon for the 2nd time, beating Milos Raonic in the final. Number 1. Nadal defeats Federer 7-5, 7-6, 5-7, 6-1 in 2011. Nadal vs Federer, French Open final number 4. Nadal had won the previous 3. Could Federer win a 2nd French Open, or would Rafa continue his dominance on the clay? The Spaniard had a mental edge over Federer, particularly at Roland Garros. He led the head-to-head 16-8 and was a different animal in his house. In their 2008 final, Federer won just 4 games. The task ahead was monumental. Nadal breezed to the final, beating both Robin Soderling and Murray in straight sets, while Federer beat Djokovic in an epic semi-final. Federer, 29, had begun in the same flowing form that ended Djokovic's 43-match unbeaten run in the semi-finals, pressuring the 5-time champion with his forehand and breaking at the first opportunity. Despite leading 5-3 and creating a set point, Nadal fought back with vicious spin on his ground strokes to take the opener 7-5, a huge blow to Federer's chances. The Swiss responded and threw everything at Nadal. A rampant Rafa forced a tiebreak and produced some breathtaking tennis to race into a 4-love lead. A signature forehand ripped into the corner for a clean winner to secure a 2-set lead. With the defending champion boasting a 44-1 record at Roland Garros, Federer's prospects looked as gloomy as the skies above, when a loose drop shot and a stunning Nadal return saw the Spaniard move 4-2 clear in the 3rd. But as in the previous set, there was a way back for the Swiss. Another drop shot, this time perfectly executed, helped Federer break back in a superb game, and after a quick hold, the 16-time Grand Slam champion sensationally broke again, this time with a backhand winner, before serving out to a huge reception from the Chatrier crowd. Nadal had weathered the Federer storm and was soon back in the groove. The Spaniard lit up the court and dazzled the crowd with amazing winners. Federer played a poor service game to give Nadal a double break, and the defending champion served out in style to etch his name further in the history books.